Hello friends. So I wanted to create this little video to go with my blog post on retreat integration. And over the years and pretty recently actually, I've had a lot of people reach out to me about retreats like, oh, you go on retreats, I wish I could do that. You can. I don't want to hear why you can't. You can. And one of the things I've learned is how important the post-retreat integration experience it is. It's almost as important as the retreat itself. I learned this the first time I went on a retreat. It was a 7-day silent retreat. So if you know me, you know how challenging it was for me to be silent for 7 days. I actually had a really hard time. But it was a requirement for my mindfulness certification. So like I typically do, I pushed through and I met with a teacher and I got some support. And I came out of it a better person. But I didn't account for having an integration experience when I got home. So I got home on a Sunday, drank like a shit ton of wine, and then went to work on Monday thinking I could plow through the hundreds of emails that I had like I always did. And I was just like in shock, like frozen. So I've learned how important it is to have a post-retreat period before you integrate back into whatever your daily life entails. Ideally, it's a vacation. However, I know that's not always going to be possible, and it wasn't possible for me this year. And what I struggled with was, even though I was only in Costa Rica for a week, transitioning from this beautiful, slow, kind of community-based environment, this community-based society where you have all these incredible people like physically with you, to the fast pace of the US. And I mean, I felt it the second I landed at the airport in Fort Lauderdale, like everyone rushing around, boarding the plane, like everyone getting in line to push their way through when their boarding group was called. Like, I will never understand why there's such a rush to go sit in a tiny seat on a sardine can. It makes no sense to me. But anyway, I allowed myself like a full day of rest. I got home at 2 a.m. Early Thursday. And for the day on Thursday, I pretty much did nothing except I dumped my suitcase, I threw in some laundry, I read a little, and I watched TV. Like, that was it. I allowed for that. And then on Friday, and as I got into the weekend, I really wanted to begin consciously integrating myself slowly back into my life here in Massachusetts in the US. So I took a walk to get reacquainted with my neighborhood and the chilly climate, because that was also a shock for me. Yeah, I responded to some emails, but I tried to minimize my screen time. I washed my bed sheets, just kind of a ritual I like to do. I got my nails done, and the girl who did my nails, young girl, like maybe 19 years old, I could tell she was really nervous and she kept apologizing for going slow. And what I learned at the end of my manicure, I like to do the dipping powder, is that was the first dipping powder manicure she'd ever done. And she was like in tears at the end of it. And I told her what a great job she did. And it just like, it made me want to cry because I love supporting the learning process of others so much. I went to my usual yoga class at Just Breathe Salt Room just to, get myself back into a familiar routine, since that's what I do most Saturdays. Had a great dinner with some good friends, a tapas dinner. So this felt similar to Costa Rica, not only in the style of food, but also in this like concept of just sharing. I love sharing food. I think it's beautiful. I'm also very indecisive. So if you put a big menu in front of me, I'm going to have a really hard time deciding what I want to eat. So if I can share with others, it's just so beautiful. So anyway, if you are planning to go on a retreat, whether it's for 3 days, a week, a month, whatever it is, be sure to allow some time for integration. I really can't emphasize enough how important this is. I would love to help you figure this out, plan this, please feel free to reach out to me via my website, jendortnercassidy.com. And we can talk through what you're looking to get out of the retreat experience as a whole. So not just when you are at the retreat itself, but what happens when you come back for integration. So again, if you like what I have to say, you can see more at my website, jendortnercassidy.com, and be sure to subscribe. Thanks so much. See you later.